Governor Paterson announced that New York must recognize same-sex marriages performed outside the state, but a legal challenge and a Republican-controlled state Senate are trying to prevent any changes. Groups on both sides of the issue have taken up the fight in New York. Alan Van Capel is the executive director of the Empire State Pride Agenda.
I like Governor Paterson very much. We only had 2 elected officials at my partner and I's commitment ceremony in November, and Governor Paterson was one of them. As courageous as what the governor is doing is, he really is just following the law because a court told New York that they had to do this. We used to have a terrific relationship with the New York State Senate. We were able to win hate crimes and a non-discrimination act, and now they feel like they could either run to the middle or they could run to the right, and I think they're running to the right to try to save the majority.
The National Organization for Marriage advocates for marriage between a man and a woman, and they began running 60-second radio ads throughout the state.
If my dad married a man, who would be my mom?
This is an urgent marriage alert.
Stephen Clark is the Long Island director of the National Organization for Marriage.
I have a 7-month-old son, and I want him to grow up in a society that has some structure to it. And to me, marriage between a man and a woman is the basic building block of society. Our message to Governor Paterson is don't mess with marriage. And I think a lot of people, once they're aware that this really is a live issue in New York, are going to be in favor of supporting marriage as between a man and a woman.
They just completely misjudge where New Yorkers are on this issue. They don't care whether or not their 2 gay neighbors next door have a chance to get married.
In a recent Quinnipiac poll, New York State voters supported Governor Paterson's decision 53 to 40%, but most feel it should be the decision of the state legislature and not the governor.
Marriage between a man and a woman deserves a name, but that doesn't mean that a gay couple should have a second-class citizen status.
I think marriage is sanctity between a man and wife. Civil unions are fine to protect the rights of partners.
I think everybody should have the right to suffer in marriage like we do.
It is heterosexual by definition. But I totally disagree, as strongly as I possibly can, that the so-called gay agenda is destroying marriages.
Both sides may be talking past each other, as one stands for equality and the other for their faith.
Marriage has a stature and a position in our culture that civil unions doesn't have. And to say that you have a civil union and to have a marriage is to say that you have something less than what everybody else has.
In the case of the Catholic Church, there is an official church teaching, and the official charities of the church have to act in accordance with that teaching. So when that is the case, when there's a conflict, they just have to take a step back. And that means that a lot of people in need are denied the services just because the government is putting these voluntary organizations in a very difficult situation.
They sent out an action alert asking their members in New York State to pray for me and all those whom Satan had tied to their person. And I joked that I hope Satan bought a ferry ticket to Fire Island because that's where I was going to be that weekend and I didn't buy one for him.
In these matters that mean a lot to people on a personal level, there should be some toleration for the personal expression that takes.
Along with Massachusetts and California, New York has become a key state in the debate over gay marriage. For the NYPost.com, I'm Dave Desario.